Hi there. Good afternoon. I am Raleigh Brown, and this is another curve flattening concert. Behind me here for the moment, you see Charlie the dog, right back there. He's on his chair for the moment. He might wander off in a little bit, but you'll at least seen him live. He doesn't look very alive right now, but he is definitely. He's a little tuckered out because I gave him a big marrow bone earlier, and I had to take it back away from him because I was afraid he was going to get too much of that fatty marrow and get sick. So it's in the freezer, and he'll get it again tomorrow. But he worked up quite a lather chewing on it, so now he seems content to take a little nap. So hello to you all. It's good to see you all here. First man in was from YouTube, my buddy Steve DeHaas out there in Northern California, and Rhonda Scott Merrick in Chicago, Jay Dusenberry on the NorCal coast. He's down south of San Francisco, if I'm correct. And Dave Mason in Scotland, and Jim Moore in Brooklyn or Western Mass. John Sprouse right near here, and Lori Payne in northeast Ohio. And Keith Shaw in Northeast Ohio, and Charlie Bryant in the People's Republic of Montgomery County in Maryland, Kathy Marsuk in upstate New York, Denny Oliver in Kent, Ohio, Deb Libby Clark in Ambler, PA, and like that. That gets us off to a little bit of a start. And I'm going to just wander this over here. And I do have a picture of Charlie from earlier. I call this picture Dog and Goddess. So that's the goddess Kuan Yin, who looks over our backyard. She's the goddess of compassion. She's largely been pushed out of the way in the American culture of today. And that is my dyslexic god right there, my dog, Charlie. And that's him. And then we will put that away. And I do have a Clunkophonic mug here. And as you can see from the spoon sticking out of it, that means there's real coffee in here today, because I was afraid I was going to fall asleep mid-show otherwise. It is decaf, but there is sugar in it, so I'm hoping it'll kind of revive me here. And like that. Audrey Bernheimer is here. Good to see you, Audrey, from Lower Bucks County. So, I think we can just kind of get. Did I clink? I may have just drunk coffee without clinking, so I'll drink a little more. So the theme today is back to the mid-20th century. There's Kit Sarikaku. Hi, Kit. And Warren Bendler and Janelle. Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It'll never do somehow. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window, baby, and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm a-traveling on. Don't think twice, it's all right. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, like you never done before. The light I never knowed. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, 'cause I'm on the dark side of the road. Still, I wish there was something that you could do or say to try to make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. But don't think twice, it's alright. But so long, honey babe, where I'm bound I can't tell. But goodbye is too good a word, gal, so I'll just say fare thee well. Now I ain't saying that you treated me unkind. You could have done me better, baby, but I don't mind. You just kind of wasted my precious time. But don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you never done before. Ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, 'cause I can't hear you anymore. I'm a-thinking and a-wondering, walking down this road. I once loved a woman, a child, I am told. Well, I give her my heart, she wanted my soul. But don't think twice, it's all right. So that's by Bob Dylan, as you may know, one of the earliest Bob Dylan songs that got released to the public, and one of my favorites still. I never tire of singing that song. And I'm going to switch guitars here. You know, that's the old Gibson, the 93-year-old Gibson, and this is my 10-year-old Martin, 13-year-old Martin, which I love for drop D tuning because it has such a nice rich bass, as those of you who are here often can attest. Our next song from the mid-20th century, from actually one of the first people who invited Bob Dylan up on stage in Greenwich Village. And that's Fred Neil. This old world won't ever change the way that it's been, and all the ways of war won't change it back again. I've been searching for the dolphins in the sea. Sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me? Now I'm not the one to tell the world how to get along. I only know that peace will come when all hate is gone. I've been searching for the dolphin in the sea. Sometimes I wonder, do do you ever think of me? Sometimes I think about Saturday's child and all about the time when we were running wild. I've been searching for the dolphin in the sea. Sometimes I wonder, will you ever think of me? Now this old world won't ever change. This old world won't ever change. This old world won't ever change. The Dolphins by Fred Neil, and let me kind of update my hellos here. So Ginger Hopper's here, hi Ginger, and Mike Verbeek, and I think I said hi to most of the rest of you. Jim Moran, hey Jim, and seems like it's no coincidence that Mike Verbeek and Jim Moran always show up at the same time here. And then they start talking about baseball. Are you guys watching the World Baseball Cup or whatever it's called? Some interesting games there. Marlene Burke is here. And I think that's it. That's all the people I can see. Oh, Ellen King. Hi, Ellen. Ellen King is another Sam W-er. And, you know, I meant to get a picture up. We're going to do announcements now. I am going to see Dean Denniston this weekend. Dean is a good friend of ours. And he is blind and a great blues singer and guitarist. And he's always had a seeing eye dog. I've known him through 3 or 4 seeing eye dogs, and his most recent dog, Gus, died suddenly and unexpectedly about 4 months ago. And Dean has been trying to get down to the Seeing Eye in Morristown. So he's from Massachusetts. And in Morristown, New Jersey is where the Seeing Eye Foundation is located. When he got his second dog after I knew him, Janice and I went over there while he was there and visited with him, which was very nice. Like he's kind of, it's kind of an institutional feel. He's living there for a couple weeks while they help him get used to his new dog. And so I'm going to go over there on Saturday and see him. I have babysitting lined up for you-know-who over there on his chair. And that'll be really nice to see him. And also, I wanted to mention that while I don't have any gigs coming up soon, my good friend Reggie Harris will be doing a house concert at Ann Mintz's house tomorrow night if you're in the Philly area. And you guys in the Lehigh Valley, he'll be at Godfrey's on Saturday night with Pat Wichter. And Pat's a really fine musician, too. And Reggie is he is a force of nature. He's a wonderful guy. He's gonna stay over with me on Sunday. But if you're in Philly, I can't go to his show because I teach Tai Chi that night, and the teacher doesn't get to play hooky, as it turns out. But so Reggie Harris at Ann Mintz's house. That's if you want to make a reservation. Ann Mintz, ANNMINTZ at mindspring.com, and you can tell her Raleigh sent you. Okay, so that's my gig info. There are invisibles who may or may not be here. George Young is the most likely. Mario Pru could be here, even though I'm not playing one of his guitars today. Pardon me. And Judith Fox and Joel Biget. Judith is in Virginia. Joel is in France. Mario is in Northern Ontario. And George is in Winter Garden, Florida. And those are the invisibles. There is, as always, a PayPal thing right there next to my left hand, and Venmo. We accept both, Charlie and I, for Charlie's veterinary fund, dog food fund. And that's that. The guitars are, I already showed you the Gibson. You know, I think a lot of times, some of these old Gibsons were black. This one is not. This is a Sunburst, but in 1933, the Sunburst was very small. You can see it there just by the bridge. So when I'm playing this guitar, my hand covers that up a lot of times, and it looks like it's just black. But it's a wonderful old Warhorse, which I've had for let me see, 2007, 17, for 20 years, just about 19 years. And then this is my Martin OM18 Authentic, and this is about the closest Martin comes to building a guitar that sounds like the Martins of the pre-war era. And I see Chris Layden just stopped in here. Good to see you, Chris. And Keith Shaw is here. So next up, I think that's everything. Oh yeah, and the schedule. I'm on now. I believe Helen Avakian and David Irwin will be on tomorrow night from Madison, Wisconsin. Bunny is doing her St. Patrick's Day show on Friday. And she has a guest. I don't know the woman's name, but they're going to do it together. Slim is not doing a show this week. Warren will be doing his show. Warren Bendler at, I almost said Warren Zevon, but he's not doing any shows anymore. Warren Bendler at 3 o'clock on Saturday. And then I'll be back on Sunday for my usual request show. Okay, so next up, another one. This one's from the 60s, because I was still in high school when I first heard this. And it was written by Jorma Kaukonen of the Jefferson Airplane at that time, and later of Hot Tuna, and later of Jorma Kaukonen, the solo. Wonderful guitar player. And Jorma has written a wonderful autobiography, which if you can get a copy of it, I can't remember the name of it. But it's a really interesting, he's a really interesting guy when you read his life story. Who knew? So this is called Embryonic Journey, one of the great guitar instrumentals of the 60s. Jorma Kaukkonen's Embryonic Journey, as I said, one of the great guitar instrumentals of the mid-20th century. Now, I have one more song for you today, but I have to issue a disclaimer because it has been my practice over these 5.5 years, 6.5 years, just over 6 years. No, it's just almost exactly 6 years, come to think of it, to offer you a place of a respite from the political craziness of our world. And I'm going to make an exception to that today. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But first, I'm going to say hello to Betsy McIntyre, my old friend from Ohio, and Bernd Buchmann from Germany. And let me see if there's anyone else I'm missing here. Oh, Carol Pred's here. She must have dropped in when I wasn't looking. Alrighty then. So some of you may know that this week Country Joe McDonald passed away. And for many of us, Mike Stillman's here. Hi, Mike. Many of us remember him almost entirely because of one song. And he played this song. It was Country Joe and the Fish was the name of his band. The Fish was not really the band. The Fish was Barry Melton's nickname, who was the lead guitarist in the band, who incidentally was a huge Steve Mann fan. But I digress. Anyhow, Country Joe played this at Woodstock, and I couldn't remember whether I'd actually seen him play it there or whether I just saw it in the movie. So I went back and looked at the schedule, and sure enough, I was there. It was Saturday, he was like the second act on Saturday. So I heard the fuck shout, and I heard the version of this that went around the world. Now, I've rewritten it a little bit, but if you don't want to hear any politics, I'd suggest you drop off now and come back next time when it'll all be mellow again, okay? So this is called the Fixin' to Die Rag. Trump needs your help again, pretending that we're in a terrible jam way down yonder in Iran, diverting you from his Epstein file so he won't have to go to trial. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop will be Iran. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates. Oh, it ain't no use to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Well, come on, generals, let's move fast. Your big chance has come at last. Gonna go get those towel heads. The only good Iranian is one that's dead. And you know that peace could only come when we've blown them all, the kingdom come. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop will be Iran. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates. Oh, ain't no use to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Well, come on, Wall Street, don't move slow. Man, this is the war a go-go. There's plenty good money to be made by supplying the army with the tools of the trade. Just look away when the MAGA's fools are dropping your bombs on schools. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop, it would be Iran. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates. Oh, it ain't no use to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Well, come on, mothers throughout the land, pack your boys off to Iran. Come on, fathers, don't hesitate. Send them off before it's too late. Be the first one on your block to have your boy come home in a box. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop, Iran. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates. Oh, it ain't no use to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Country Joe, may he rest in power. He had a, I think to a lot of people, he probably seemed like one of those one-hit wonders, but he had a long career afterwards playing folk music as a solo, and he became one of the most notable purveyors of Woody Guthrie songs. And he was still out there in California, I think. And now he's gone, along with John Hammond and Roy Bookbinder and so many others. So, as I said, rest in power. So, thank you for joining me. I see that some of you stuck around, and we're still happy to hear a little bit of politics. But we can tone it down now. So be happy and be healthy. Be calm, brave, and be calm. Now you guys sing that. Be kind while others may be rude, and life may seem to hand you crap. Just fill your heart with gratitude. If you get cranky, take a nap. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your life. I'll see you guys on Sunday.